Okay, guys, so we're continuing on this worksheet of properties of exponential functions. And we're going to use this compound interest formula, which of course we know n changes depending on how many times a year your interest gets compounded. Quarterly would be 4 times a year, monthly would be 12, I guess daily would be 365. So I want you to imagine this magic bank account. So we're going to play, theoretical mathematician here. And we're going to give you, because I like you guys, we're going to give you 100% interest. So R equals 1, which is kind of rare. Banks wouldn't make money at 100% interest. You're only going to keep the money in this magic bank account for 1 year. And, you only have $1 to invest. So we'll let you invest $1. And of course, what would happen yearly if I did this? Well, I'll follow this formula, right, for the amount. And the amount would be, the principal would be $1, right? 1 plus the interest rate is 100%. As a decimal, that's 1. I'll compound once a year. And, I will do this once a year for 1 year. And of course, big surprise, at 100% interest at the end of the year, you're going to be at $2. I don't even need my calculator for that. So you've doubled your money. So the question is, hey, what if we keep everything the same and then we change the number of compoundings per year? What's going to happen? Is my money going to go up, go down? So let's try quarterly, right? Of course, the 1 is not going to change, right? The interest rate's not going to change, but quarterly, this will be 4. So I only get a quarter of that interest, but I get it 4 times a year, right? So I get 4 times 1. And so, that 1 quarter lowers my money, but the 4th power raises the money. And what happens? So I put all that in my calculator. And again, feel free to pause and do this on your own with your own calculator, but I'm going to kind of go quickly here because I know you have that pause button. Shakes out to $2.44. So you made 44 cents more by compounding 4 times a year. So, what if I do monthly? Would it be 3 times that amount? Because, I'm compounding 3 times as much. So let's do the same thing. Again, it's a 1 out front. That's not going to change anything. But instead of 1/4, I have 1/12, and this would, of course, be 12 times 1 up here. So again, the interest value, that 1/12 is very low, but now you're raising it to 12th power. So you got this little tug of war going on. And this shakes out to $2.61 when you put it in your calculator. So you picked up 17 more cents, really not that much. And the idea is, hey, what if we really jack up that value of N? If we do daily, I'll get 1 over, we'll just assume a regular 365-day a year. I'll jack that up to 365th. So, barely any interest. That's a tiny number in the parentheses now. It's like 1 and a lot of decimal places, but you're jacked up to a huge power. And the question is, what happens here? You know what? You pick up about 10 more cents. You're about to $2.71. You're starting to see a leveling off here with your money. Like all of a sudden you have diminishing returns as N increases. And, you could say hourly, now we're getting into the really theoretical, crazy business. By the way, if you multiply 365 by 24, you get 8,760 hours in a year, in case you were ever wondering. And again, that tug of war is going on. And does this do you a lot of good? And the answer is no, not really. Because all of a sudden now you're just picking up little decimal places that don't help you very much. Now we're out in the 10,000th place. And I think you see what's going on here. Just for the topper here, we'll go every second of the whole year, which I don't even know what that number is, but it's 8760 times 3,600, because there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. And of course, that would have to also come up here, 8760 times 3,600. And guess what? You still don't do a lot of good. In fact, you get about 2.718 281. And so you hardly picked up anything. You picked up everything in like the 5th decimal place. So in case you're wondering, yeah, you are not getting very far at all. In fact, what you're approaching is a constant that we call E. E is a irrational number. It shows a lot up in finance and also in science class. It shows up a lot too. And we'll see it in the coming week. By the way, E, is about, it's built into your calculator, by the way, just look for it. It's usually attached to the LN button on the left side of your TI-84, but any Desmos would also have an E button. You just got to look for it. It's about 2.71828284590, and it keeps going. It's just like pi. There's no discernible pattern. Although if you want a fun history lesson, pay attention here. And this is just random history trivia. Really has nothing to do with math class, but it just so happens to work for E. Turns out Andrew Jackson was our 7th president. He was elected in 1828 to 2 terms, and he was a big fan of the 45-90-45 isosceles right triangle. How crazy is that? So you have to share that with your history teacher. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We'll have another one when we do the back of this worksheet.